retire before the age of 50. And then Darshan spoke about the importance of education, and then values and ethical behavior in terms of this education and applying that for the betterment of the society. So what I'm actually covering today is what is actually happening to people who are working or people who have their own businesses with the current situation, the pandemic. So this is what I'll be covering today. First of all, we'll look at the reality at the moment, the current situation and its impact. So we'll look at it, what is it currently now, and then in the mid and long term. We'll look at recovery, how it would be, the immediate recovery, progressive and long term, and the impact that it would have on entrepreneurs and employees.
Wait, I'll tell you.
Darshan, I think.
Sorry.
So we look at the challenges and what's actually in it for entrepreneurs and employees. And finally, I'll give you all a certain strategy or a set of tips that you can follow in terms of agile and lean thinking to achieve the goals which you set in life. Okay, let's look at the reality. So the current global situation in terms of the pandemic, the numbers, as I saw in the morning, the global numbers have reached more than 2.1 million infected, more than 150,000 deaths. And we are seeing a lot of restrictions being put on people. We have been in quarantine for more than 6 weeks now. And so the immediate impact that we are seeing is in terms of limitations to cognitive behavior, and as well as the emotional limitations that we are having in terms of not being able to meet people. But actually, what's the impact? The real disease or the real impact is actually the economic impact that we can expect. So if you look at the immediate economic impact that is having on society, it has had a immediate impact on people who are maybe daily wage earners, or people who rely on gigs, maybe people who are in the entertainment industry, movies, and so on, and people who actually depend on travel and social contact. So the people who are depending on their income is dependent on these ways are actually directly impacted. But actually in the long run, who will get impacted? So we need to be prepared for this as white collar workers or people who are entrepreneurs, who have our own businesses. We have to be prepared for this in terms of job cuts or salary cuts in salary and so on, like what Intikab mentioned earlier. As you all know, in USA, already more than 3.5 million have applied for unemployment related benefits. This would actually open up some benefits for us in this part of the world, with more and more work being outsourced to countries like us. So there will be a certain set of skills that people from our end need to have to be able to cater to those needs. So we'll look at those a little bit as well. Now, in terms of the immediate impact, the current spending for us has been making sure that we have food on our tables. We need to make sure that we have the essentials, we have the medicine. But if you look at it, again, now we are spending in bulk just to get whatever we need immediately. So there has been an immediate financial impact on individuals like us, and there will be much more impact on the economy at a larger scale, and then us individuals going forward as well. What would be the recovery like? What sort of impact would the recovery actually have on employees and entrepreneurs? So if you look at it, in a certain way, Sri Lanka is actually managing the situation really well. But would the world actually recover for Sri Lanka also to reap the benefits of this recovery? For how long would we be in lockdown? And what can we do as individuals during this period? Like what Inkab said, what can we actually do to build up ourselves to face this particular situation? Now, if you look at the recovery, who can actually immediately recover? If you look at sectors like education, healthcare, these are services that are required on an ongoing basis. These will recover immediately. And if you look at sectors such as entertainment, spiritual healing, these sort of areas, there would be a demand, an immediate demand after the aftermath of this whole pandemic situation. There would be people who would actually want some sort of counseling, some sort of immediate entertainment, and so on, to come out of this situation. And the recovery in the long run, sectors such as travel and leisure, maybe restaurants, trade itself, and then construction, all these sectors would take a long period of time for recovery. So if you are in any of these sectors, what should you actually do? What should you actually think about in terms of making sure that you are ready to face this particular situation? Okay. So for employees and entrepreneurs, what would be the challenges, the real challenges that employees and entrepreneurs would face, and what would be the new norm for them? As we all know, now we are all getting used to working from home, working remotely, keeping social distance, and so on. But what is actually required to sustain ourselves? What is actually required to make sure that we come out of this situation and thrive? So like what Darshan mentioned, the most important thing would be in terms of education, knowledge, and skills which are timely and which are relevant. Being current in terms of understanding what would be demand in the immediate future. So I'll talk about a certain strategy that we can follow, building on what Intikab said previously. So in order to be relevant, in order to be current, individuals will now need to think about developing additional skills so that we can actually be T-shaped people. When I say T-shaped people, now we might have certain core skills. We might be IT engineers. We might be managers, maybe at a bank. We might be people from the healthcare sector, hospitality sector. The skills that we have alone would not be enough in the future or in the immediate future. We will need to grasp, obtain additional skills. In addition to our core skills, we will need to have soft skills or additional skills in other areas, so that we can actually be, so that we can actually generalize. Rather than being a specialist in one particular area, we can actually generalize. That would be what the managers or the employers will be looking at in people. When we are looking at job cuts, when we are looking at pay cuts, the people who are getting cut will be the people who might be stagnant, who have achieved a certain level, who are comfortable in a certain at a level in their careers, and who are not willing to change, right? So if you are to sustain, it's important then that we obtain additional skills so that we can become cross-functional. It will require a certain element of risk taking rather than being risk averse people. When I say risk taking, it might be in terms of our jobs. It might be in terms of the investments that we make. It might be certain quick investments that we need to make rather than going for fixed long-term investments. We as individuals, we may need to go for quick investments and then try it out, exit if it doesn't work. We will need to create some sort of a swarm mentality. Rather than trying to survive alone, we will need to work as a team, as a group of people, so that we can actually innovate and disrupt whatever the norm that is there. So at the moment also, you would see at the immediate aftermath, there are certain disruptions that are happening in terms of delivery essentials. In terms of education, we see online education thriving these days. So there would be the need for innovation and disruption, which is required in the long run. Darshan mentioned about IoT, AI, using cognitive technologies and so on. All these elements would be required, and we as individuals, we need to think about all the avenues that we can get into. Basically, we need to create a sort of a growth mindset. Okay. I said that I'll finally talk about a certain strategy that can be followed in terms of surviving and then thriving. This is actually building on what Intikab mentioned earlier. Now, the question that we have is this, right? Now we need to come out of this pandemic situation. Plus, we need to make sure that we achieve our financial independence or the stability and retire maybe earlier. So, in addition to creating a purpose in life, and in addition to creating goals and objectives for our life, like what Intikab said, we now need to spend time. We have ample time to do this. We need to identify what our real passions are. Now we have our day job. We have our own businesses. We focus on something at the moment. Like what Darshan and Intikab said, we might be doing that simply because we have to do it to live life. Now we have ample time just to dig into the other passions that we have. It might be music. It might be writing. It can be art. It can be blogging. It can be anything. So identify the passions, the real passions that you have. Create goals, immediate, short-term goals as well as long-term goals. Create a roadmap for yourself, right? And make this roadmap visual. So we call what you see on the slide is called something called a Kanban board or an information radiator. Create a radiator for yourself. Make it visible. Make it transparent for the entire family. Keep track of what you want to achieve daily, weekly, monthly, and even beyond that. Prioritize whatever you want to do. You can't be doing everything at the same time. Now, in order to achieve financial independence, it might be a case you need to think about sources of passive income. So to talk about me, while I was doing my day job, I was having multiple sources of passive income. And last year, I lost my job, but still I'm sustaining, and I'm doing my own business at the moment. So create a prioritized list of work to be done and limit work in progress. So creating some sort of a lean mindset in terms of reducing and eliminating waste. People will need to think about reducing spending on benefits or on comfort. Reduce the frills and thrills that you're having, that you're going to have. Ideate, pivot, create ideas. Don't just be stuck to your boundaries. Try to identify skills that you need to develop by identifying the sources that are readily available in the outside world. There are courses, free courses, and courses where you need to pay a minimal amount, which are advertised right now. Harvard, Coursera, and so on. Identify what you need to learn in order to grow your passive income as well as to grow your career. But defer commitments. So you don't need to commit to something unless you feel comfortable about it. Yes, ideate, yes, invest some money, but if you feel that this is not going to work, move out. Fail fast and learn faster. Basically, if you try things out, if you fail at it initially, then only you will learn fast and you can apply that learning for something better in the future.
Okay.
Another thing that you can do at the moment is associate and disassociate. Now, again, reiterating on what Intikab said, you have ample time right now to associate with people with whom you didn't have time to associate. So you have ample time to do it. Identify what they also can bring into the table, what their skills are. And then finally, inspect and adapt. Do some adaptive planning. Plan for next week, plan for the next month, and then see how you need to change your plans so that you are in line with the end goal, the financial independence, the goal that you have at the end. Okay, so that's what I wanted to cover. So I think, Amar, over to you in terms of the control.
Thank you, Rumesh. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to unmute everybody and allow a couple of questions, maybe not more than that, because again we are pressed for time. So if anyone has a question.
Yeah. Amma, if I'm allowed to sort of ask a question, I think it might be useful for the participants to understand what Marga 2.0 is. So you want to just give them a brief insight about the modality of it and what we want to do in terms of the schools, the corporates.
Yeah, Darshan, can you back up, please?
Yeah. So really, Marga 2.0 was developed for the purpose of bridging the gaps in education. And if you really look at our traditional education system, while certain technical disciplines have a lot of substance and are producing very successful professionals, like I said earlier, there are gaps in the system in terms of values, in terms of ethics, in terms of skills. I mean, even the ability to learn. I mean, we need to be capable of learning and adapting, like Umesh said. So we will have different models of sort of imparting this knowledge, but not only knowledge. We will have different programs to develop attitudes, to impart knowledge, and to develop life skills, as well as sort of give certain share ideologies on ethics and values. So it will be like a multidisciplinary, like a very holistic approach we'll be taking. And we'll start with this, I mean, we'll work with the school kids. We are going to start working with the corporates. And we'll be looking at, actually, one of the things we really want to start with is working with the students, the school kids, to understand, to use technology to understand what their capabilities are, what their abilities are, and what they want to be, and direct them in that line. Because I think we've often seen, especially in Sri Lanka, people doing or studying a certain course because their dad asked them to do it, or aunt or something. I mean, I'm an accountant, but I never wanted to be one. So we are trying to address some of these cultural issues we are having. And we are trying to use technology. Rumesh is a very senior technology person. Intikab has a very good rounded knowledge in training and coaching. So we are going to use all our skills to try to really achieve Marga 2.0's vision of Sri Lanka having rounded, educated professionals, not just qualified, but educated professionals. Amar, Intikab, anything to add?
I think, Darshan, we must also mention that, right now, people at home and they see lots of programs, lots of e-learning opportunities, but where to start, what to study, what will be relevant to our market, what will be relevant to our situation, our skill set, how will it complement our skills at the moment. I think that aspect Marga 2.0 will also deliver, and that's what we discussed earlier. And also, there are other trainers as well who would like to come into the same platform. Or of course, Darshan will kind of lead that. to kind of work out the modalities, work out the curriculum, work out the programs itself. So we will be having whole lot of programs, and we'll test it out immediately. Darshan, you can just touch on some of the subjects that we are looking at to deliver immediately. If you can touch on that, I
So
think 8 minutes to
I think we'll take a sort of a problem solving approach to this whole thing, because I mean, for some of the I mean, when we combine all our experience, Rumesh, if you want to add anything, I think what I've seen is certain sectors like IT, they have certain inherent, engineers have certain inherent skill gaps. So not to generalize, but we see that certain soft skills with technical people are lacking. Then when you take certain industries, there are certain marketing skills. If you take, I think the sales industries such as insurance and all that, where sales is vital for the industry to survive, certain basic fundamentals of marketing. If you take the telco industry, also fundamentals of marketing from a Sri Lankan perspective, based on what we have experienced in so many years, working with, training so many people. I mean, that is what we will put together. It's not, so I think Amma made a very good point by saying, there's a lot of information out there and people are really getting lost in information these days. I think Marga has a team of experts, very senior consultants, who can direct you according to your skill set, according to your vision, like Intikab said, to follow the right skills or to learn the right skills and develop the right attitudes to achieve your vision. So that is our vision, really, for us to help you achieve your vision. So it will really be a problem solving kind of mentality. For example, I've heard people say, look, I have no IT skills. I really don't understand IT. For those people, we will structure some basic IT fundamentals course. Some people just don't understand finance. When they see a balance sheet, their hair starts becoming white, from black. So we will help those people understand the basics of financial accounting. Intikab and I already have a product that we deliver. So Inti, anything to add?
One more thing, Inti, can I just interject? Sorry, just one thing. You guys, can you think of, especially Rumesh, I'm directing this question to you, to do a kind of a very simple program for common people, how to make maximum use of their smartphone, when it comes to work, even a trishaw driver or even a skills work, courses like that. And one more thing, now you get families after children leave home, the wives or the mothers are finding, what are they to do with life? But life, as Intikab said, I just picked on this idea purely on what Intikab presented today. Life is open for even a housewife. Suddenly feels, I can do a lot. I can contribute to the society. I can learn a skill even at the age of 40, 50, when I'm a grandmother, and I can do something. I can contribute to society. So we can even come up with programs. We will come up with programs like that. What do you say, Indy? Sorry.
Yeah, the other major difference that I see is like, we will partner with you and then we will take you through the journey. It's not like you come, listen to us and go. We will partner with you and we will map your journey with you, and then we will be part of it to drive it. And there is somebody to guide you and there's somebody to tell you, okay, you have to do ABC, like a little discipline. Because what we lack is, when we grow old, we lack discipline. When we are small, we have a timetable that we have to follow. So we will do everything at the right time. When you grow and when you're a little independent, you lose that discipline. So you think, I can procrastinate. I can do it later. Or it's not very important right now. Yeah. So you blame others for not achieving certain things. And then you go very easy on you for not achieving or not doing something. So that's the only difference that I see from the other courses, where we will build a personal relationship and we will be part of your journey, taking you from A to wherever that you want to go. So first we will map the journey with you, and then we will upskill you what you need to have that journey. and then we will partner with you to take you through the journey. So it's a long-term relationship that we're talking about when you come and when you enroll to the Marga 2.0 transformation. It's not like you come, listen to us for 2 hours, 3 hours, then you go back. No, we want to action everything that we discuss. So every time that you come, there is the action plan that you have to take out. And then next time when we meet, you have to show progress, or we will track your progress. So that is how it is. So you have somebody constantly talking to you and constantly keeping with you, the scorekeeping with you, and encouraging you to achieve, and then no lacks. You don't have any slacks that you take, and you don't blame the external environment or the others saying that, oh, I didn't have time because others took my time. Oh, I didn't do that because I had to do ABC. I told you, if you have to achieve something, what we don't do is in our life cycle, we live for our kids till about 60. Then when we are 60, when they're 25, 30, they leave the house. Now you have a big house with 4 bedrooms and it's too much for you to live. And then nobody's living. Actually, you build that house for your kids to live. They say, no, we want to live separately. Right? So make your investments. And I don't know whether the traditional way of living is the right way going forward, because the social unit is changing. And now lots of people want to explore the world. They want to explore and experience cultures. They want to travel. They want to do different things. They don't want to do a 9-to-5 job. You ask anybody who is coming out from the university right now, they always want to start something on their own, even to fail. Right? They don't want to work for anyone. Experience is, I don't know what experience is. For me, having experience means you have been exposed to certain things, not the number of years that you have done the same thing. Right? I don't believe that is experience. Earlier, they used to count like that. As Darshan says, what is the relevant knowledge is very important. Not that you have been an accountant for 20 years. It doesn't really matter. You must have been an accountant for like 2 months and you must have learned all. Right? So then it all depends on what can you do with that knowledge that you have gained. It's not like, for me, getting a skill like getting a tool. Like, okay, I will give you a knife and say, this is all what you can do with a knife. But how you use the knife, for what circumstances, it depends. Right? You don't go cut people. No. So it all depends. So similarly, a skill is also like that. You get the basic foundation and the skill, but how you use it is up to you. Right? So as Rumesh said, now even Darshan knows that one of the passions that I had was like painting. He didn't even know that. Now I have started even making income selling paintings for the dudes in the UK. So that's all passive income. But if you talk about my background, there's nothing to do with painting. That's the passion that I had. So find your thing and make multiple income sources. Very important.
Can I add to that, Intikab? So I think one of the important things I've learned personally during lockdown is that, it's a small things. I mean, the ways we spend our time every day, the amount of, I'm not saying social media is bad, right? I'm not in that generation, Amar's generation, right? What I'm saying is use social media to sort of develop your VAKs, your values, your attitudes, your knowledge, your skills. Like Inti said, develop a new skill, or you might have a skill. See how you can use social media to create a page to sell your art, to sell your music skills. I see some DJs. The DJs are in a huge soup these days because the entertainment industry has fallen. What they are doing is they are recording online and posting on Facebook. So people are being very innovative, and I realize there's so much of time, right, that we waste and that we can use for achieving our end goals. And ultimately, what do you really want? Like Intikab said, so 18 years I've been working in corporates. For me, the number one asset is time. I can wake up and use my time as I see best, or use it on things which develop me. I'm not sort of confined to a space. So this is different to everyone, but there are small things all of us can sort of add and sort of help you out with. So I think, Amma, we have about 5 minutes, so we can even get a question from one last question. If someone else has a comment, we can get it. But let's start the Marga 2.0 platform today. We have Amma's email address. We can create, Amma, you have the telephone numbers or the contact details. Let's create a WhatsApp group. Give us your feedback. Tell us what you need to, where you are failing in terms of skills, or what you want to develop in terms of knowledge, and we will help you. Right? This is not a profit oriented. We are not there to make big money here. It's just a national initiative. We are trying to really do something to change the world and to help you.
Okay, I think we are just about 4 minutes left. If there's no question, I have sent out a group message. We could entertain some question via email as well. Darshan, if you can hold on a little bit of time, maybe the three of us, we need to discuss just one more thing. So I'm going to knock off the recording right now. I'd like to thank everybody who contributed today. Thank you so much, Inti. Thank you so much, Rumesh. Of course, Darshan, for all the insights and wonderful presentations, right? And we hope to carry this on. Like Darshan said, this is not the end, this is actually the beginning. Okay. Good night to everybody and be safe. Stay indoors. Thank you.